What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another video guide. In today's video, we are going to take a look at the latest Equinox event, and this is going to be on the Umbral Equinox Noctis Lufenia fight. So sit back, relax, and leave a like and subscribe in this video. If it does help you, I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's start this video. Alright guys, so we'll start this off as always on how you're gonna deal with the Lufenia Orb, which appears when the boss's HP reaches less than 80%. This does disappear when they hit less than 50%, however, it will reappear when their HP is less than 50% and after using Globated Crush Plus. You get 4 Lufenia Orb counters when the target is inflicted with Break. So re-break characters like Cloud of Darkness, Gabranth, Noel, Aranea, Arden, or even Lightning are good characters to bring along. Now let's talk about how the fight works. Again, this boss has 2 stances. Levitate mode, which is you will see it floating. When it's floating, it is going to be weak to range-based attacks and will be immune to delays. They will also cleanse their debuffs and gain massive raves and buffs themselves as well. They will be using Globated Crush Plus while they are on Levitate mode. Now, while they're on ground mode, of course their feet are on the ground, they do have multiple HP attacks that can damage you as well. And when the boss HP reaches less than 50%, and while they're still on ground mode, they will again cleanse their buffs and will go in levitate mode. But if they are already levitating, they will not cleanse their debuff. So that is something worth noting. Alright guys, so now that you know the mechanics of the fight, which is actually pretty simple, how are you going to deal with this fight? First of all, delay once again is going to be your friend here. Since they are kind of immune, well not kind of, they are immune to delays while they're on levitate mode, try to do your delays as much as possible while they're on ground mode. Now, turn manipulation will actually work pretty well here as well, since they are going to be immune to delays later on. So if you have turn manipulators like Tidus who can do multiple turns and lightnings, use them to your advantage. I couldn't say that word. Dispeller and debuffers are also welcome here. Of course, they do buff themselves like a ton of different frame buffs, so if you can remove those, very helpful. And of course, tanks and healers are still welcome anytime. Now, as for characters to bring, once again, there are a bunch of characters that you can bring. There's no reason not to bring anyone, apart from obviously trying to make sure that you can deal with the Lufenia Orb. Again, probably I'll highlight the dispellers and debuffers here, but at the end of the day, you can deal with it to a certain extent, especially if you did pull for Setzer. Those like buffs aren't going to be nothing. Even with the highest defensive buffs, they are completely nothing when it comes to Setzer. Now, as for calls, honestly, this is going to be pretty generic as well. However, Faris I would like to highlight once again, thanks to her ability to remove like all the buffs and apply a lot of debuffs at the same time. Of course, Amethyst Lion and delete turns are pretty nice as well, especially when you're just starting off in the fight. Really nice to have. And you know, at the end of it, it's going to depend on your playstyle what your call characters are going to be. Alright guys, now let's talk about party compositions. The first one is going to be the video that you guys are seeing with Tidus, Core, and Bartz. The call team for this one, once again, I sort of just stuck with whatever they had already. Ash, Jack, and Fujin for this one, and I went with the Setzer support and Odin for the summon. Obviously, having Setzer as my support basically made this fight so much easier, since I can take advantage of that rainbow damage. Now, okay, so the next team I have for you guys is going to consist of Balthier, Vaughn, and Shantoto. Kurosame, Setzer, and Jack for the call team, and once again Setzer for the support, and Diabolus for the summon. So the idea here is you can kind of remove the debuffs with Balthier, and Shantoto is there for the paralysis. Now it is a good way to stop Globated Crush or stop getting damage against towards you. Once again, Setzer, the support, is kind of just going to be the key component here. As long as you have a Setzer support, you can pretty much shut down this team. And regardless what team you have, as long as you have that support, then it's more than likely that you'll be able to clear this fight. Now, the last team that I would actually recommend is my go-to team in the JP for a long while, which consists of Von, Setzer, and Cloud of Darkness. I haven't really highlighted this team for at least I don't think so. So this is probably the first time, but this was my go-to team back in JP when, during around this timeline. So the Cold team, Jack, Kurosame, and once again, the third one, I went with Hope just for the lulls, I suppose. You can probably put in like a healer Cold team as well if you are kind of scared of taking HP damage. But with Setzer there, I highly doubt it. But once again, they can cleanse their debuffs, so you can get hit if you're not too careful. Cloud of Darkness for support and Ramuh for the summon. You can replace Cloud of Darkness support with another Setzer if you really want to. Alright guys, so we're finally towards the end of this video, and of course I'll give you guys my final thoughts regarding the fight. Overall, the fight, I didn't really have any issues once again in this Lufenia fight. It went pretty smoothly for me, and I'm sure if you do have like a few characters here and there, especially if you have a friend support that has Setzer, you are going to be able to at least manage to clear this fight. You may not get it perfect, but you probably will be able to clear this fight. Even if you have to revive, I think it is doable, as long as you have semi-decent characters on your team. However, if you do already have an abundance of characters, there's really no issues in this fight. We've fought this boss so many times now, and the time that it was scary is probably already has passed. And one more thing I would add is I do believe if you have Shantoto's debuff, you can prevent them from levitating as well, so that is something that you may want to consider. I mean, I put Shantoto on my second team here, but I think I forgot to mention about that. You can prevent them from levitating and basically buffing themselves, so that is something that you may want to consider, so you don't have to deal with all the buffs, and you can just probably do something like apply like more debuffs on the boss with that free turn. So overall, I think that is it for this video. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel, guys, and I would really appreciate it if you can share this video as well to other DFFO players who are struggling to clear Lufenia fights, and hopefully this can help them. And check out my other videos as well in order for you to learn more about Lufenia fights and other Lufenia fights, I suppose, and hopefully you can clear them with my help or with the video. And yeah, follow me on Twitter and on Facebook at Munchkins Gaming. Leave down in the comments below what your team was. If you think I missed something, then leave it all down there and tell me your team and your strategy for this particular fight. This is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next level.